we're back again for another video. Today's video is going to be something that's completely brand new that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I just never really had the confidence to do it, and I kind of finally got the confidence to do it, so I'm doing it now. We're going to be going over basically my work. I am a stock day trader, and this is, what I do. I thought it'd be helpful for me to review my trades and, physically review everything and get a catalog of everything kind of what I do. I was thinking maybe if I did that, maybe it would help you guys too. And then maybe if you guys saw me trade, it would help you guys learn too if you guys want to learn. So I just have to say this disclaimer. All of this is purely just, educational knowledge. I'm not telling you guys that you guys should be doing this, or this. You guys can do whatever you want. You guys have to figure out what works for you. Don't just take my word for it. Find out what's best for you, what works best for you, and don't just follow trades. Boom. That's what I have to say. So let's get right into this. This morning there was a couple stocks that were gapping up. I was looking at 4 different stocks that could be in play to trade: VLRX, NAVB, GLBS, and SCON. Oh, and AVGR. So 5 stocks technically. So I ended up trading all of them. I didn't make Gucci bag money, but I'll settle for some Michael Kors. Yeah, I'll settle for some Michael Kors. A green day, making money is better than losing money any day of the week. So I'll take that any day of the week. So let's go into these trades a little bit. Give you guys a little insight to my mentality. I have the trades recorded so you can actually see them happening in real time. So NAVB, I was looking at this gap up. This is pre-market action. So in pre-market, you see that it's trending up. I saw it around this area, this 115 area. Always gotta check past history for support and resistance areas. So, go to the chart to check past history. And what I see at 115, there is a support technically here at 115, but that wasn't what I wanted to risk off of. I was risking more off of this 95 area because you can see that this was the low here and this was the high here. So this was support here and resistance here. So more than likely, if it was going to bounce, it was going to bounce off of here if it got a huge washout. I actually had an order ready at 102, just a starter position at 102. Was gonna be risking off of 95. We opened up, boom, we squeezed the 124, bada bing, bada boom. Then they wanted to play drop it like it's hot, so they drop it down, boom, boom. We hit down back to 110 area. In pre-market, this was hitting, it was support back in pre-market. So, well, it was resistance back in pre-market, and it did bounce back, right before market open. It was bouncing off this area. So it could have been a good area to enter, but wasn't my comfort zone, which is why I didn't take it in that area. It continues to go to 126. I buy in right about here, right in this area right there. And I'm thinking okay, we've been holding this 119, 120 area for about 5 minutes now. We're getting candles are getting smaller and smaller. It's either going to completely just on itself really quickly, or we're going to squeeze up. But you can see, this is a flag, so I was looking for the squeeze up, and that's exactly what we got. If we would have dropped, then my risk was 110, so it was 9% risk. Got 1,000 shares. It was gonna be $90, so yeah, that's what I was willing to risk for this. Turns out we get the pop, boom, we squeeze up, and I'm seeing that there is resistance up in this area. I bought it right here. It pops up here. I see, it's not really, because I was expecting, this was the high of the day at the point. I was expecting it to squeeze up to about 140 or at least 130, and it never really, never really got up there. So I got scared, and I took half profit, boom, at 127, just to keep myself give myself a little comfort. I never do that ever, but I want to get better at this because I know the good guys, professional traders, they're taking profit along the way. They're taking profit in specific areas of the charts. I usually just take it all at one time just to have my money, but if you want to be a legend, you got to emulate the legends. So they're doing it, it must be working. So I have to start, I got to teach myself to do that, which is what I was doing throughout today, which really helped me out. Sold half at 127, sold another 250 shares at 126 right here, and then stopped out at 119, so break even on that. It's kind of blurry. I don't really know how well you can see that. I will try to fix that for the next video, but you can see that like it's hitting this wall up here and at 119, 120 area, and I'm thinking like if they can break this area, it's gonna go. It's been consolidating up there for you know, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So I'm like, all right, let me see this break. Once it starts to break, I'm gonna buy on the break. You can even see right here, I'm putting in an order just so I can get filled, waiting. And so boom, I got in right there at 119. We start to take off right here, start to perk, and I'm like, all right, we just hit the high right here. That was in the morning, and we start to hit huge resistance. There's so many people on the ask right now, and I'm like, yo, I gotta sell a little bit. So I sell half. Yeah, I'm already out half right there. Boom, made 40. Boom, I sold another 250 right there. I put a trailing stop on the rest of the shares. That's why I got stopped out at 119, and I'm not gonna, you can see, it starts to drop right here, and I get stopped out probably like 2 minutes later. So that's that trade. Let's go on the big gainer for the day. AVGR. So I bought AVGR yesterday in the morning. I bought it at 122. So it was at this area right here. Right here was where I bought it. My whole idea was like, all right, purposely I was like, all right, this is gonna be a swing trade. It's at a breakout level right now. So there's no resistance right now up until this gap area. Unless there's something that's gonna make it like, you know, it has to be pretty bad for this to drop, which is possible. That's not outrageously not possible. I was confident that it wasn't going to happen. I got in right here. I was waiting till the next day because I didn't want to waste the day. Well, I didn't have a day trade because of the pattern day trader rule. So I had to wait for the next day. I felt pretty good. My wrist felt pretty good. You know, worst comes to worst, it probably dropped to $1. It's just a risk I was willing to take. I didn't think anything was gonna be bad from this. Anything super bad was gonna come from this. So bought it right there. And at the end of yesterday, I'm not even gonna lie, I wasn't even paying attention to this after I bought this because like I knew I wasn't gonna sell today, so I was like, whatever happens happens. And then I did see it come up to like 125, and I was like, oh cool, it's up at 125. So I just opened my phone at like it was like 1:30 my time, and I'm in California, so it was like 4:30 Eastern. And I opened my phone and it's at 143, and I'm like, huh? What the f? If I would have traded this during the day, I would have sold right here, half right here, and then probably would have sold the rest at 150 because just to be out of it. But you know, I couldn't do it. That's what sucks about the pattern day trader rule, but it's just a rule that you got to deal with. I was like, all right, I'm gonna make some money on this regardless, but I want to secure just some at least, like right away as soon as I can. So I put in a sell order at 143 because that's what the bid was at the time. I put in a sell order at 143 for half my shares, and it doesn't get filled. Not all of it. Only 74 shares of it get filled. And I woke up at 4 in the morning because I wanted to see like, did this get filled or not? Because this is kind of important. And only a little bit of it got filled. So I was like, all right, let me adjust this a little bit. So I went down. At the time it was at 134, and I was like, damn, now we're already down damn near we're already down 10 cents from the time that like I was trying to sell. So I was like, I'm just gonna sell another half or another little bit just to get some profit. Sold it. I still had like 1,000 shares at that point after that. And then sold another little bit at 136, and that was pre-market. But then once the market opened, once I saw this gap down, I was like, I gotta get some out. So I sold right here, I sold in this area, and then once the market opened at 9:31, I sold right up here and at 145. So almost dead top. Look, here are my sells. See, buy at 122. Sell at 143, but this is the one that got canceled. Only 74 shares of that filled. Sell 500 at 134. Sell 300 at 136. Sell 629 at 145. Almost, top ticked it. Almost, but thankful for that. That really helped out today. And then SCON. Okay, SCON. This is one that I also day traded today. It's gapping up pre-market, and I'm seeing it in the 29-30 area. And I'm like, all right, let me look at the past history. All right, let me look where the support is. I see the support is at around 25 in this area, and then 25 in this area, 26 in this area. So I'm trying to base it off that area. If I see a drop to that area at some point in the morning, then I will try to buy in at that point. So I'm seeing it, boom, boom, boom. Let me zoom in a little bit. We open at 28 cents. So right out of the open, we drop down, boom. And during this drop, I have, like, the last couple of days, I've been trying to force myself to not buy in the morning in the first like 15 minutes of the day, because I track a lot of stuff about my trading, and statistically, the first 15 minutes of the day are where most of my losses come from. And so I try to force myself not to trade in the morning, like during that time frame. But this dropped down to that support level at at 25 cents. So once I saw that and I saw it start to bounce in this area right here, I was like, I gotta get in. So I bought in. I put my order in at 25. It was 25.3 when I tried, but didn't execute it. So I put it in at 26. Got executed at 25.95. And with this, I was like, I'm just gonna let it ride, because you can see at this point from right here at 26 when I got executed, the next resistance isn't until 28, and then after that, it could go. So I was like, I'm just gonna put on a stop limit order. I put on a 2-cent trailing stop limit order. Some people say it's stupid. A lot of gurus will say it's stupid. I say it's stupid sometimes, but the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm trying to force myself to not get in and out of trades so quickly. That is my issue. And once you're able to trade as many times as you want, I'm telling you, like, there's a process that everyone's gonna go through with day trading. So that's why I do the trailing stop now. I just buy where I want to buy in. I put it on because I saw this pop right here. I saw this pop like to 27, and I was like, all right, I'm already in at 26, so I'll put a 2-cent stop. If it drops below 25, I don't want it anymore anyways. So that's why I put my 2-cent stop in, and it goes in, boom, it's up. It went up to 28.4, but only went down to 27, so it didn't get executed. Then it gets up to 30 cents. I'm not even watching this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't even watching it. And it gets up to 30. If I would have seen these 4 candles right here just chilling, and then this drop, I would have sold. But I wasn't paying attention to it. And eventually, I got executed in this area right here on this candle. Yeah, so from right here to right here, $126. So I still have one more trade on NAVB, and this was the big one. I'm seeing this dip right here, and I'm like, yo, this is holding for a couple minutes. I'm like, I'm willing to buy right here, risking off of this 110 area. So I get in right here, boom, I'm in, and I don't have that much though. I only had like 500 shares, yeah. So we start to bounce a little bit off this area. This was a 4-minute trade altogether. So you see, we start to bounce off this area. We finally break 130, and I'm selling. Boom, I sell a little bit right there at 133. So yeah, anyways, we get this drop down, and I sell the rest in this area. I'll let it play right here, and I sold right there, boom. Those are my winning trades. And should I show you losing trades? I lost, I'm not gonna lie, I can show you. I lost right here. So VLRX, I bought in at 152, sold at 145, lost $70 there. I had bought it in again on that NAVB at 124, and then sold at 117. So, and there's these ones. And then these GLBSs I sold in period. My thing is, like, my issue with everything is a lot of the times during the day, I make fantastic trades. I trade every single day, every single morning. I make there's times where I make like perfect trades. But I don't do that until after I'm like 3 or 4 trades deep, or like I shouldn't have even taken those 3 or 4 trades before. But I'm already down like, you know, a couple $100 now, and I'm like, man. But then that gets me to break even, and then psychologically, like, everything is psychological. No, I'm not gonna say everything is psychological, but a lot of stuff is psychological with day trading. If you can master your psyche and you can control your emotions and how you react to things, then you can make a lot of money in the stock market. But until you can do that, it's gonna be very hard. I broke down every single trade I did today, the winners and the losers. I didn't show you the losers, but I showed you, you know, these are the trades that I showed you earlier about the timing sales of each one. I broke down each position, and I broke down the percentage gain of each position, the average of the gain for the stock, percentage gain for the stock, or loss for the stock. So for AVGR, the percentage gain was 13.38%. For SCON, the average gain was 8.4%. For VLRX, the average gain was negative 4.61%. For NAVB, the average gain was 5.39%, even though you see there are some, you know, 10%ers, but I did lose on it once, so that's why it's so low. And then GLBS, I lost 3%, but a total gain of the day of 19.48% of the total positions that I was taking. But total money I made today was around 323, and I made it in around 41 minutes. That's pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. I'm cool with it. That's not the money I want to be making. I want to be making a lot more, and I will be making a lot more. It's just gonna take time, but I'm cool with 350. I'm cool with 323. I mean, above 300 is cool with me, but like I always say, anything above 0 is better than nothing. 0 is not the hero. Let me tell you what. My regular YouTube subscribers, I'm gonna have to say I'm sorry for this isn't what you want. I'm sorry, but this is an avenue I have to take. This is going to help me better myself. So I have to do, you know, I gotta look out for myself. But I'm going to do videos. Like Lena asked me last night, she was like, babe, we have to do a video. Like, we haven't done our videos and I got all. And we have ideas. So like regular YouTube videos or vlogs, they're gonna be there too. They're gonna come too. But right now I want to focus on this. This is what I've been focusing on, and I'm just giving you guys a little insight on my life now. Anyways, I hope everybody's having a great day, great week, great year. Gotta do my outro, so I'll see y'all in the next video, and subscribe if you're new, and happy almost Halloween.